Hey, this is Michael Janda. I'm here with Tom Ross. And over the last couple months, we've both been posting content on Instagram about niching and sharing some of our thoughts on niching. And I've had a lot of questions from my community on niching. I'm sure Tom has also. We're going to jump into kind of explaining this niching process, maybe a little bit deeper, and sharing a few extra thoughts that we haven't shared yet. So we'll give Tom a minute to jump in and share a few things, and then we'll have some dialogue.
Cool. Well, thanks again for having me on, Michael. And I've been loving your content on this stuff. And I think, we think about it in some pretty similar ways. I know you are. I'm a huge fan of niching, although I never know if it's niching or niching. I'll probably flip back and forth.
In America, it's niching. In London, it might be niching. The more classy people will say niche.
to niche, yes.
Yeah. And the more southern U.S., I'm in Alabama, it's definitely a niche.
Okay, I might go with niche then. I used to listen to a podcast from my old business mentors, and the host would always be like, "Niche, please," when they were talking about stuff. So that kind of stayed with me. But I think niching is just super, super valuable, to be honest. And I like to say to people, if you're trying to speak to everyone, you speak to no one. You effectively become invisible. And not only that, but it becomes incredibly difficult to have any kind of clarity or intent or focus with your marketing efforts. If you say to people, I'm trying to reach everyone on earth, it's like, well, how do you market to everyone on earth? Bellow at the top of your lungs? You can't exactly laser focus with your marketing efforts. So there are a ton of reasons to niche, which we're going to get into today, I'm sure. But for me, that is just the biggest one. For me, it's the difference between like floating around and feeling kind of lost and like you just don't know how to reach your customers, to actually knowing who they are, where they are, and how to reach them.
Yeah, I'm 100% on board with that. The deeper, I shared my niche funnel concept, and the deeper you niche down the funnel, the less people you're talking to, but the more similarities the people have. So you know exactly how to communicate to them. You understand their problems. You can position your product or service to satisfy the problems of those people, and you can convey that message easily to them. So it's so important, the niching thing. Now, one of the things that I've been a little fearful on, when I very first posted my first niche content, I had people messaging me, telling me their niche of what they think that they're going to do. And I started to get fearful that they were going to alienate all of this audience that they're already doing work for to go all in on a niche, which is a good idea, to go all in on a niche. And then all of a sudden their workload is going to plummet because they're now not marketing to the people that they used to market to, and they don't have any work. And so my fear was, oh no, did I just tell people advice that's going to destroy their whole business? And so here I'm gonna give you the strategy that I 100% get behind on how to start going down a niche, and it's by using landing pages. It's using a landing page. If you're a design business that does brand strategy and identity design, and you decide you want to niche as restaurants, well, don't change your homepage to say, we are the world leader in restaurant branding. Create a landing page that says, we are the world leader in restaurant branding, and market that landing page to restaurants only. But your homepage, keep it the way that it is. Keep it as all-encompassing. Don't do anything that's going to turn away or scare away potential customers. So this is a way, using landing pages and experimenting with multiple niches using multiple landing pages, can be a way for a business to dip their toe in the water and figure out if this niche is going to work for them or not. So I highly recommend that you do that before you just all in one fell swoop change your entire business to go all in on a certain niche. What are your thoughts on that, Tom?
I think it's super smart, and it goes beyond just clients. I actually love that laser focused approach with everything. It just works, to be honest. It comes down to conversions, and I don't want to scare people off talking about conversions, but essentially how many people that see that page convert into doing what you want them to do, which is normally high. And of course, if they're a restaurant owner and the whole page is saying, we do this, this, and this for restaurants. Here's a case study we did for a restaurant. Here's a testimonial from a happy restaurant owner. It's going to perform a lot better than just we do web design or whatever it might be. And you can do this endlessly. Like, neither of us are selling anything today, but let's say I just released my first book or something in the future, and it's Tom's book, it's called. And Michael was recommending that as an affiliate or something. Like, a way to do that laser focused would be, instead of him saying, everyone go to tomsbook.com, he would say, go to jandatom.com or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then it goes to a landing page with his face being like, I read this book and I loved it. And therefore his audience hitting that page with, trust in him and his credibility and go buy my book. And that might seem like a kind of out there marketing example, but the same principle applies for niching in general, right? It's just all about focus. It's all about how you're actually going to get the right people and get them to do what you want, rather than just putting vague fluff out there, which isn't going to compel anyone to do anything.
Yeah, I agree. I love that. It's good. So I think the summary is 100% pick some niches that you want to go after. And I had a post that was how to choose your niche and judge the things that you love and the things that you're good at and the things that are financially viable, this kind of trifecta. Mm-hmm. Do that process, but don't just pick one at the start. Pick 3 or 4, create landing pages for those, and then see what starts to resonate. Share those, go target restaurant owners or target construction companies or finance companies or whatever you're deciding is a potential good niche for you. And then see which one starts to emerge as a viable niche that you might go all in on. And then that's when you cut out the other ones in the future. So it's a process. Another thing I would say is it takes a long time. I have people, they sit down and they want to figure out their niche next week. You're not going to figure out your niche next week. It may take you years to figure out what niche is working for you and how to target those potential customers. What should happen is that you should be viewing your business that way starting right now today. You should be looking at it saying, what is my niche? It should be this question in the back of your head every day of your business, not nagging and stressing you out, but just something that you're always paying attention to the ebb and flow of your business, waiting to try and have that aha moment of a potential service or industry that you can target, or both, that fills a niche that can be very valuable to your company. But it takes time. You're not going to solve it in an afternoon.
Yeah, that's completely right. And I feel like a very common objection is, I feel like if I jump into this niche, I'm going to be tied into it forever. And that's me. And it's like, of course not. Like, you're in complete control. You can pivot anytime. You can just jump out of that niche if you don't like it anytime.
Yeah, and you so just did a post on that concept.
Yeah, exactly that. And it's so true because, let's say you try something. I do think people should fully commit because, kind of being lukewarm on it doesn't necessarily work. But, jump into it, give it a good try for like 3 months. And then if you're like, actually, this isn't viable because I hate it, or it's not viable because people can't afford me in that niche and they have no money, or whatever it might be, great, go and try something else. But like, it's a complete journey, and whatever our niche is right now, that's probably going to evolve in the future too. It is ever evolving. So don't feel like I get one shot at this, and if I screw it up, that's my career over. Yeah. Like, it's just a little experiment. And like Michael said, it's keeping it front of mind. It's being aware, paying attention, what is working, what isn't, and just kind of iteratively evolving step by step. And to give you an example of this, it wasn't that long ago on my social media, I was sharing similar advice to what I'm doing now, but I was kind of targeting anyone interested in marketing or entrepreneurship. And I was seeing some traction, but not that much. But I started paying attention. most of my followers are creatives. When I post stuff more about marketing for creatives, it does a lot better. So I thought, okay, I'm going to niche down because there's a million people who are teaching marketing in general, and a lot of them are kind of sleazy, and I didn't really want to be part of that world. But there's hardly anyone teaching marketing for creatives. So as soon as I did that, it blew up. And that's a perfect example for me of how niching can be so effective.
It's a great example. Yep. So we're both big supporters. Niche, 100%. Give it time to give yourself time to figure it out. You don't have to solve it this afternoon, and experiment with different niches using landing pages or custom brochures to target specific types of customers and to sell a specific type of service. And then wait to see what really rises to the top in what you love the most, in what is financially the most viable for you, in what you do the best at for those customers. And that's a great strategy to start playing with niches in your business. And I'll just call it niches for those of you that are a little higher class than Tom and I talk about it.